What would you actually take if you had unlimited money and one goal: to stop getting older? Bryan Johnson answered that by turning his own body into a science experiment, measured down to the molecule. The surprising part isn't how exotic his stack is, it's how much of it you already half recognize. Creatine, omega-3, vitamin D, the things your gym friend won't shut up about. Today, we translate his whole routine into plain English. First, the man. Bryan Johnson made a fortune in tech, sold a payments company to PayPal, then got a little obsessed. His project is called Blueprint, and the goal is blunt: measure everything in his body and age as slowly as humanly possible. You've heard he swallows 50, even 100 pills a day, and at his peak, that was basically true. These days, he's streamlined it into around 70 ingredients tucked inside a handful of products, plus a few extras. And that famous $2 million a year price tag? Most of it is doctors, scans, and experiments. The pills are the cheap part, which is the first useful thing this whole circus teaches us. What actually matters is rarely the expensive stuff. So let's start where his stack is most boring, and honestly, most useful. The first is creatine, the powder every gym bro swears by. And for once, the bros are right. Picture your muscles running on a tiny rechargeable battery for quick, explosive effort. That battery is a molecule called ATP, and creatine's whole job is to recharge it faster. What most people miss is that your brain runs on the same battery, so creatine may sharpen thinking too. It's the single most studied supplement on Earth, it's dirt cheap, and it genuinely works. Next come the fish oil capsules, omega-3, the thing your doctor probably already nudged you toward. Your body runs a low background heat called inflammation, useful in short bursts, harmful when it never switches off. Omega-3 helps turn that dial down, and it reliably lowers a blood fat called triglycerides. It isn't exciting, but the evidence is rock solid, which is why it sits in basically every serious stack. Then there's vitamin D, which isn't really a vitamin at all. It behaves more like a hormone. It's the sunshine signal your bones and immune system lean on, and a lot of us are quietly low on it. If you're deficient, topping it up genuinely helps. If you're already fine, the magic mostly vanishes. And finally, magnesium, the quiet workhorse behind something like 300 reactions in your body. Scientists call it a cofactor, basically the assistant a chemical reaction needs before it can happen at all. It's tied to better sleep and calmer muscles, which is why Bryan takes it, and why your partner probably does too. Notice the pattern: creatine, omega-3, vitamin D, magnesium. Cheap, boring, backed by real science. None of these will ever make headlines, and not one of them is going to let anybody live forever. So if the basics are this unglamorous, what about the futuristic pills that made him famous? This is the part everyone actually clicks for: the exotic, sci-fi sounding anti-aging compounds. The headliner is NMN, often sold beside a cousin called NR, and the pitch is genuinely cool. Every cell runs on a master fuel molecule, and as you age, your levels of it slowly fall. That molecule is called NAD+, and NMN is basically the raw material your cells use to top it back up. So the theory is lovely. Refill the cell's master battery, and maybe you run younger for longer. And it's true that NMN raises NAD+ in your blood. That part is not hype. The trouble is what comes next, because in actual human trials, the benefits keep failing to show up. A 2025 review of 10 studies found no real gain in muscle, strength, or everyday function. Tellingly, Bryan himself recently cut NMN back to 6 days a week, hardly a ringing endorsement. Next is spermidine, which has the best name and one of the more charming jobs in the whole stack. Your cells keep a cleanup crew that hunts down and recycles broken, worn-out parts. Scientists call that self-cleaning autophagy, and spermidine seems to gently switch it on. The evidence here is better than NMNs, though still not the slam dunk the supplement labels imply. Then there's calcium AKG, a molecule from your cell's main energy cycle that also fades with age. It looks promising in mice and one small human study, but promising in mice is doing a lot of lifting there. And that's the honest theme of this whole shelf. Big, beautiful theories, thin human proof. This is exactly where his $2 million and most of the internet's excitement quietly disappear. None of it's a scam, and some may pan out, but today it's mostly educated hope. Which brings us to the stuff that isn't even a supplement at all, and the things he flat out quit. Here's something the headlines blur. A big chunk of his routine isn't supplements at all. Several are actual prescription drugs, taken off-label, meaning used for a purpose they were never officially approved for. The famous one is metformin, a cheap diabetes medication some researchers think might also slow aging. He pairs it with a few others that blunt blood sugar, all of which need a doctor, blood tests, and supervision. So file these under Do Not Try at Home, a completely different category from a vitamin off a shelf. But the most interesting drug in his story is the one he stopped taking. For years, his centerpiece was rapamycin, a powerful immune-calming drug borrowed from transplant medicine. In mice, it extends lifespan beautifully, and the longevity world was utterly obsessed with it. Then in 2024, Bryan quit it, citing side effects and a study hinting it might actually AGE some markers faster. When the most committed biohacker alive drops his flagship drug, that tells you how shaky this frontier still is. He also tried the vampire movie option, swapping blood plasma with his teenage son and with his own father. He measured the results, found basically no benefit, and quietly shut the whole experiment down. So once you strip out the prescriptions and the dead ends, what's actually left worth your attention? Let's do the useful thing and shrink his giant cabinet down to what you'd actually keep. From everything we covered, only 4 really earn their place on hard evidence: creatine, omega-3, vitamin D if you're low, and magnesium, together a few dollars a month. That's the unglamorous core, and it quietly does more than the entire exotic shelf above it. But here's the part the supplement industry would rather you skipped completely. The biggest thing keeping Bryan Johnson young isn't in any bottle. It's his sleep, his training, and his food. No pill on earth outperforms consistent sleep, regular exercise, and not eating garbage. Those 3 are free, they're proven, and they're staring at all of us a little awkwardly right now. So the real lesson of his 50-pill stack is almost funny. You can skip about 90% of it. Keep the handful that works, treat the futuristic stuff as a maybe, and spend your energy on the basics. And next time someone at brunch drops NAD+ or autophagy like they coined it, you'll just smile. Because now you know what those words mean, what they actually do, and which ones are worth the money. Which in the end is the whole point. Not to take his stack, but to finally understand it.